PCN is brought to you in part by the following underwriters.
Welcome to PACTV Community News. I'm Julie Thompson. Tonight we have a very special episode. In celebration of another year of local community news, we asked our producers what stories they enjoyed doing the most over the course of this last year. From nature and conservation to beach parties, we had a ball. Here are their favorite stories from 2017.
Hi, I'm Kim Mio, the former news director for PACTV Community News. One of my favorite videos I did this past year was the Spay Wagon, which is out of the Animal Rescue League of Boston, and they help people with the cost of spaying and neutering their pets, their cats and their dogs. And it's near and dear to my heart because I really love animals, and I like to help keep the reproductive numbers down on both cats and dogs locally. So it's just something that was important to me and a real important message to the community. Enjoy.
The Animal Rescue League of Boston was founded in 1899 with a mission to rescue domesticated animals and wildlife from situations where they're being hurt or neglected. One of their programs is the Spay Wagon, which is a traveling spay-neuter vehicle that offers low-cost services. The vehicle travels the South Shore to the Cape, and it services thousands of pets each year. PCN was allowed into the clinic to learn more when it stopped outside of Petco at Colony Place.
I'm Kyle Quigley. I'm the lead veterinarian for Community Veterinary Services at the Animal Rescue League of Boston. Right here we have the Spay Wagon, which is one of our community programs. We come to communities and neighborhoods all over the South Shore, South Coast, and Cape Cod to provide low cost and affordable spay-neuter services and vaccines as well, to help keep their animals safe and healthy in their home environments, keep them from wandering, keep them from fighting, especially in the case of cats, keep them from marking territories or having unwanted behaviors. We're able to provide that performing almost 30 surgeries per day, over 4,000 surgeries per year, and well over 40,000 surgeries since this program began. So, cats can reproduce at a very young age. By the time they're 5 or 6 months, they can start coming into estrus and reproducing, having litters of up to 6, sometimes even more kittens per litter, and those offspring will be ready to reproduce in under a year. So programs like this allow us to catch these animals before they are reproducing, or to help people that are already experiencing unwanted or litters that they don't know what they're going to be able to do with. Today we were lucky enough to be able to take a litter of kittens from a client at no cost to the client. We will spay that mom for free, and we will return her to the client. The kittens will come to our shelter. They'll be spayed, neutered, vaccinated, and cared for until they find a loving home. And that's with our new Healthy Moms, Happy Litters program. Our community programs through the Animal Rescue League of Boston can be found on our website at arlboston.org. People can just look us up, find out where we're going to be and what time and what place best suits their needs to find a low-cost spay and neuter service in their area for their dog or their cat, and we'd be happy to help. It's extremely important to spay and neuter your pets to provide them with a healthy and long life, and there are low-cost options available. We are a privately donor-funded organization fulfilling our mission, through our donors, and we receive no money from the state and no money from the government, and we're proud to be able to provide these services and fulfill our mission of keeping animals safe and healthy in their homes.
Hi, my name is Maureen Bates. I'm PACTV Community News' brand new news director. My favorite piece from 2017 was St. Patrick's Day with the Lindsays. I really enjoy working with the Lindsays. I love their music, and this was just a great opportunity for me to go and enjoy the restaurant atmosphere and then playing Irish music and Irish culture. And it's also sentimental to me too because I recently got married in Ireland this past year. So it kind of rekindles that feeling. So I hope you enjoyed this story as much as I enjoyed filming it.
St. Patrick's Day is upon us, and we can't celebrate the holiday without talking about how Irish immigrants have shaped this area of the country, especially with their music. In the words of William Butler Yeats, "Who mocks at music, mocks at love." The tradition of Irish music is more than a tradition of good drinking songs. It's about stories, family, friendship, heartache, and cultural identity. They are songs that unite and invite strangers to become friends. They carry the stories of bygone eras and hopes for the future. As is with any immigration story. We stopped into The Local, as they call it, to speak with the Lindsays, an Irish traditional band that takes the old and mixes it with the new to tell the story of the Irish today.
Well, as a band, we do a mix of Irish traditional music and ballads, Irish ballads, more on the contemporary side. Steve was born and raised in Ireland, so when he moved here in the 90s, he brought with him a whole collection of songs that were popular in Ireland. And so we mix those up with contemporary folk, some Bob Dylan, Neil Young, you know, it's a little mix of a lot of things.
It's more connected to the folk genre, I would say.
Yeah.
Storytelling songs type of thing.
I remember Dublin City.
Right when the Lindsays start, before they even show up usually, they pack the restaurant and everybody feels like one big family. Everybody joins tables together. If you don't find a seat, you make friends with somebody that's here. In the past 10 years, Plymouth has definitely blown up. There's bars and restaurants and entertainment all over the place, and it's nice to have Irish music available as well, because there's a lot of different things that you can go to, but it's nice to have a little bit of you know, my ancestors, my fiance, his ancestors, a little bit of the Irish music we listened to growing up.
A lot of Irish Americans like to come listen to the music and the stories within the songs and connect with their own heritage, I suppose.
What drew me to Irish music in the first place is that it's a music that everyone can participate in. It's a very welcoming environment, and it's a music in which you don't have to be a virtuoso to be able to make music in public. And so that's the part that I just love, is that, you know, you come into an Irish session somewhere where there's music in the corner and everybody's welcome to sing, whether they're a great singer or not a great singer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Dublin myself, and we grew up, I mean, you know, everyone kind of sings somewhere along they'll know some lines of some song. Amazingly, you'll be singing and someone comes out of the corner, oh, I didn't know you knew that. You know, everyone seems to know. But, I mean, be it London, you know, Australia, Boston, New York, wherever Irish immigrants travel, the one thing that reconnects them all is the music. And, you know, brings them back home a little bit maybe, or makes them stronger together when they're listening to it, whatever. But it's a big connection, a big part of Irish culture.
In Ireland, you go to the local and you have something to drink. You have a family there that's mostly your friends. But here we wanted it to be a sense of, you don't have to know everybody when you walk in, but once you get here, you're going to know everybody.
Hi, my name is David Maybrick. I'm a producer here for PACTV Community News. My favorite story that I did this year was the Duxbury Beach Labor Day party. I particularly enjoyed this story because everyone was really easy to work with. I found my interviewees right away, and they were all really good and gave me a lot of detailed information about the story. There was also a lot of events going on the beach that day, and I was able to pick up a lot of nice B-roll to put over that interview. So it was a great story, and here it is for you now.
The Duxbury Activities Committee is back with their beach party event after 5 years. This year it was held on Labor Day weekend. PCN stopped in to check out the action.
This is actually the first Labor Day Duxbury Beach Party. We had to lay off it for about 5 years. Birds, plovers, regulations said we couldn't do it. So we had to decide how to do it best. And what we decided was if we did a Labor Day party, it would give us bookends in the summertime. So we had the parade to start the beginning of the year for summertime. And then we go all the way to Labor Day now and we have this beach party. What works out best for everybody is the fact that it's kind of like everybody starts the Duxbury summer season and now we end it. Back when we did it on July 4th weekend, we used to have an option of one or the other weekends based on the tide. Now having to do it on July 4th, just the parade, we now work with the Labor Day factor, and it makes it a lot easier for us to do what we have to do. Because if you look around right now, we have families, and it's a great situation. I know we never knew how many people were going to come today, but we're looking at 2,000 to 3,000 people probably, and it worked out so well. And so we can give back to the community something that we lost for 5 years. That's great for everybody.
So we're all gathered to just have a bonfire and get together, and we all used to do this a lot, and it kind of stopped for a little while, and we're all really excited it started again. So we're back together. My favorite part is just because I have a 6-year-old, all the kids getting together. So it's really great for all of our friends to get together and the kids to get together as a community, and the kids hang out, and then the parents get to hang out, and then everyone just gets to see the Waves play, which are such a great band, and everyone gets to see them play. And then the community gets to talk and hang out and see your neighbors, and then just get to enjoy the beach as well, because it's almost over, so summer's almost closing.
Let's move the party to Labor Day. It's a great weekend to do things anyway. So we have a great band lineup. We have the Waves playing with us. We had this wonderful 300 pallets back there ready to light up as a bonfire, and the town loves it every year. We enjoy doing it. Just look around. Look at the kids having so much fun. Like I said, I've been doing this over 20 years, and we have a great team, great committee, and all we're doing is for the town, to make sure people have a great time, make sure people are safe, and just enjoy this beautiful ocean out here. I mean, what could be better? My favorite part, obviously, like everyone else, it's the bonfire going up. When that thing torches, it's a wonderful thing. And we actually allow some of the kids to come up and actually, older kids. I mean, we supervise them. The fire department's really good about that. They take care of it. We actually allow them to go up and light the fire. That's really exciting, especially for the kids that get to do it. So I think the committee are just some marvelous people, and then we have some people that have been with myself and others that have co-chaired or chaired the meeting or committee. It's been a great couple of years, meaning 20 or 20 plus, and so we enjoy it, and we do it for the people in town.
Hey everybody, I'm Brian Sullivan, Senior Producer for PCN and PCN Life. That means if you live in the towns of Pembroke, Kingston, Duxbury, or Plymouth, you've probably seen me around with my camera filming the stories that are important to you and your town. My favorite story from this past year was shot here at Manomet Inc, and it was the Birdathon weekend. We actually had low expectations going in because the weather wasn't so great, but it turned on our favor because we got really cool shots of birds, and of course we had a wonderful interview with our good friend Trevor Lloyd Evans, so hopefully you enjoy this story as much as I did.
How are your bird spotting skills? Do you think you could recognize and document enough species over the course of 2 days to raise money for the Manomet Inc. Bird Sanctuary? Well, if you're up to the challenge, every year during the fall migration, bird lovers and aspiring birders participate in the Manomet Birdathon. Birders participate individually or on a team by counting the number of different species of birds they identify in a 48-hour period, and by asking family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers to sponsor them. We strapped on our binoculars and headed out into the bluff last weekend to bring you this next story.
We're raising money for Manomet's programs, particularly the bird banding and the education programs. And since we're a bird place, and we're talking at the Bird Observatory here right now of Manomet, we thought we'd base this fundraiser on birds. And so all we do during the 2 days, today and tomorrow of this weekend, is we try to see as many different species of birds as we can. And some lovely people from all around, not all just our friends and relations, but lots of good folks, will either pledge us a certain number of amount of money per bird, or give us a donation for this birdathon. So it's a fundraiser, it's a fun one, and we get to see lots of different birds. We're doing this at the time of peak diversity. This is when most birds of different sorts will be here. And so this is the fall migration, when many of the northern birds from around Massachusetts and right on up into Canada are heading down along the coast here, feasting on berries and heading down to southern US, Caribbean, and in some cases some of these birds are going all the way to South America. So the land birds are migrating down on the shore here. The shorebirds are migrating through the bays, and some of the raptors are soaring overhead, and we've been looking for all of these things. This is probably the peak time in between all of those, and we're trying to say this will be at the time when we can see most species. We're excited. This is a good time, middle of September. We have a variety of teams supporting us. Some of our trustees are out as trustees of Manomet. That's great. Some of our counselors who also help us. Some of our former students who have been through our program here, and many of those people are scattered all the way through North America. So we say we'll take anyone in Canada, anyone in North America, and put that together and get a team total. Other folks are just birding locally. This morning we had some beginning birders come in to Manomet, and they went out. We saw fewer birds there, but they're helping, and you know, people will sponsor. And it's not all about how many birds, it's about going out there and supporting a good cause. And a lot of good people will do that. As the land birds follow the coast down, the seabirds and the shorebirds follow the coasts down too. And they stop over in bays like inside Sandy Neck and inside Plymouth and Duxbury Bays. And they are looking for the low tide, and they're feeding in the mud on invertebrates. Or in the case of some of the cormorants that we're looking at right here, they're diving for fish at high tide. And so again, they're slowly moving southwards. It can get pretty darn cold here in the winter, and so they would rather be further south. They migrate because they can, and they come back and nest in these northern areas next year. Last year, with all of these teams out there, we were able to raise about $12,000 for the banding and education programs. This year we're aiming for 15, so we'll see what we can do. Who knows?
Hi, I'm Walter Cicchetti, the news assistant here at PACTV Community News. This is my piece on the Plymouth educational television programs in the high schools. This piece kind of means a lot to me because in high school I was actually in one of these programs. So it was really nice to get back and take a look at the new buildings and the programs. So here is my piece, and I hope you enjoy.
Students at both Plymouth North and South have been putting forth some serious effort when it comes to their in-house news programs, PNN and Panther TV. Each year, students at both schools produce about 10 half-hour shows that are held to exceptionally high production standards. Well, their hard work has paid off, and the long list of awards proves it. PCN's Walter Cicchetti stopped in to learn more about why these programs are so successful.
In addition to working on essays and homework, students in both Plymouth High School broadcast journalism programs also work on several TV shows each year. PNN began in 2009 when Michelle Terry was looking to incorporate a broadcast journalism component to her print journalism class for high school seniors. It started as announcements with one camera and evolved from there.
Obviously, they learn video editing and interview skills, as well as aspects of journalism and the technical. But I think the biggest thing kids get from this is confidence. I have a lot of students who tell me they have never picked up a phone and called someone they didn't know. I think this class causes them to get out of their comfort zone, and they're very proud and confident and become more prepared because they can talk to strangers and they can talk to people with various different backgrounds in a professional way.
Kyle Peroni says so far the class has been challenging but fun.
Through this class, within a couple of months, I've learned so much, honestly, especially from my friends. A bunch of editing skills. I really had never edited anything before. The last segment I did last week, and it was just a great experience.
Panther TV, launched in 2009, mirrors the program established at North and allows both juniors and seniors to learn about broadcast journalism.
We have expectations that would be expected of someone working in a starter market. Somewhere, maybe small market television where students are learning all aspects of it. They're writing, they're producing, they're anchoring, they're editing their own stories, they're their own photographer. It's really to give them a well-rounded experience of what it means to be in broadcast journalism. It's great to see when the students down the road, are recognized for their work, are named one of the best in New England or are receiving regional high school achievement awards. And the best thing for me is that the class is like a family. The kids really work hard together, and it's not all about the individual, it's really about the team.
This is Carrie Marino's second year in the class. She says the class has helped her decide to pursue broadcast journalism in college.
My favorite part about Panther TV is being with a lot of people that enjoy doing the same thing that I'm doing. Whether it's anchoring or helping each other write scripts or being a floor director, or being on monitor or anything like that, it's always a good time and we're always like a little family, and it's one of the best classes that I have, and I look forward to coming here every other day.
Combined, the programs have been awarded first place 110 times over the past 8 years. Last year, both programs tied for Best High School TV News Program from the New England Scholastic Press Association. We can only hope both high schools continue to succeed moving forward. Reporting for PCN, I'm Walter Cicchetti.
Takes a look at the demolition of the old high school and finds out that
It has been our privilege to be the news team for you. You've invited us into your homes, schools, libraries, businesses, and we wanted to say thanks for having us. If you want to see the show again, you can check out our website, and PCN's also on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook to get up-to-date info. We'll see you for new episodes in the new year. And don't miss our top YouTube hits next week. From all of us at PCN, Happy New Year.